everybody, and welcome to another episode of Bill Has Opinions, the drinking show with a summertime problem. I am Laura Lavoie, and I'm here with Bill Perkins, who has opinions.
Ahoy, hoy. How we doing?
Good. Are you asking them or me?
Whatever.
Okay.
Whomever wants to answer.
All right.
How are you doing, people at home?
Give us an answer. Type in the comments.
If we haven't lost our entire audience for being off for 3 weeks.
No, we just started. We already have 3 people watching.
Awesome.
So cheers.
That's about half of what we're usually going to get. So yeah.
That's our usual top.
Is that right? Okay. At one time. Yeah.
But every once in a while we get a few extra.
Well, yeah, people filter in and out. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So Heather, hi, we love you. And apparently it's not as hot in Minnesota.
Well, what temperature is it? Because you don't even know what it is here right now, do you?
That's
Did you look at the map? Did you check the local forecast?
The heat map with
the
like
extended
the red.
Forecast? It's actually pretty pleasant today.
Today is surprisingly. It's still been fucking hot.
It was. God! You know what? We went Saturday. What was it? Sunday. Was that? Yeah, it was yesterday.
That would be yesterday.
Yesterday, we drove down to Spartanburg for a minute to go get something at Best Buy.
That sounds delightful, Heather Biederman.
And it wasn't even 12 o'clock yet. Like it was. We got to Best Buy when they opened,
and
we got out of the car. And it was like standing on the surface of the sun already.
Right.
It's so hot down there. I don't know how people live in that state. I grew up there, folks, and I moved away. And ever since I moved away, I find it intolerable. Whenever I'm back in South Carolina for 5 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, like what is going on down here?
And you were in the upstate, like you were even in like the swampy
I wasn't
parts.
even in the hot part of the state. I was in the cool part of the state, but it's, oh my gosh. Yeah,
72 degrees sounds delightful and not at all too dang hot. I'll tell you, we would kill for 72 degrees.
Yeah.
This morning when I woke up, it was already like 75, and I couldn't even open the windows. Like in the morning, sometimes we'll open the windows.
Yeah.
Because it's nice out. But that's when it's 69. When it's already 75, when I first wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, fuck that.
Yeah. Although it's been it's been a weird summer. Like it's been going back and forth like extremes. You know what I mean? Like, I guess this past month it's been pretty hot, but we had a really mild June. I felt like, right?
We did, yeah, for sure.
It was kind of like there were days when I'd go outside the first thing in the morning in June, and it would be like 56 or something, and I'd be like, "Wow, this is crazy." And then an hour later it'd be 78 or something. But
right. Well, and I'll tell you, my Saturday involved me never getting out of my pajamas or leaving the house.
Okay.
Or Sunday, I mean.
Sunday.
My Sunday.
Yeah, I saw you Saturday.
Do you know why? I was not in my pajamas on Saturday. But you know why? Because of Saturday.
Because of Saturday, you were hungover?
Yeah.
Did you have a few rum drinks?
I had a few rum drinks. Matt and I hosted a tiki party on Saturday with like 20 of our closest friends, and it was very, very fun. But I did imbibe.
You had
a little
one
much.
Too many.
As
or
one of our a few too many. I had too many martinis.
You licked the bowl. When you were done.
As one of our party goers said, there's a little drink in this drink.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that is correct.
Does the alcohol settle out in the big
No, well, I stirred it up before I put it out, so it did not.
Okay, I was just wondering, like, when you get down to that last part that you're like having to tip the
it's all rum.
Is it all rum?
No, it shouldn't be. And plus I don't batch cocktails like just by mixing like large groups of the ingredients. I will literally shake every single one.
Okay.
And two at a time. The reason I do that is because the ice melt from the shaker is as important as the ingredients.
Right.
Because otherwise you're drinking like flaming hot rum.
Sure. Yeah.
That's too much. It needs the ice. That's why we told everybody make sure you fill your mug.
Yeah, you were like fill up your mug with ice.
Entirely with ice, because if you only fill it halfway,
I thought you were trying to stretch the rum drink, but I
was trying to save your life.
Yeah, well, it worked out because I had 2 or 3 glasses of punch, and I was still okay. Like I drove home, and I was actually surprised at how. I remember having a buzz for a minute at the party, but then by the time I left, I was like surprisingly okay.
Feeling normal.
Yeah.
So
I guess it worked. I had plenty of ice.
Well, that's good. That's good. Thank you for following directions.
I also ate quite a few pieces of pineapple dipped in the marshmallow stuff. Although not so many that my mouth hurt because
the bromide and the pineapple.
Yeah, because that happened. Yeah. You know what? I used to think that was a myth, or it just happened to certain people. Like you have an allergy to bromide or something, and then earlier this year, I actually finally there was some pineapple spears in the refrigerator. And I had one too many, and it started happening, and I was like, "Oh, this is what everybody else in my household was complaining about."
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it does happen to me. I've just never. I guess usually my normal MO is I stop eating pineapple before that point.
That's
like I go, I've had enough pineapple.
That's just enough pineapple.
The reason I ate too many that time was I got done, and there were 2 pineapple spears still in the thing, and I was like, "Well, 2's kind of dumb to put back in the fucking fridge, so I'll just eat them." And it was too many.
It was too many, clearly. Clearly.
Yeah. So that's always going to happen to me.
So, let's talk about beers. All right, so real quick, what are you drinking right now? Because we've got a special treat for y'all.
Yeah, right now I'm drinking light zombie, which is a 95 calorie white ale from the makers of White Zombie.
It's really good.
The Catawba Brewing Company. It doesn't taste a far cry different from the regular one.
Really
does not.
No.
It's funny. Like I said, we had a light beer show earlier in the late spring, and I want to say like 2 weeks after we had that show, suddenly every place around here you could find craft light beer. So I'd like to say I'm partially responsible for that because I mentioned it and they heard us and they said, you know what? Yeah, he's right. We should have a craft light beer. And immediately I found them all over the place. And this is a good one because I like the original White Zombie, and I also like White Zombie comes in several crazy flavors this year,
and some of them are good and some of them are not.
Yeah,
That's another show.
It's hit and miss, but the lemon ginger zombie, which is really good, and the strawberry zombie, which is really bad, and then the in betweens. You can still get regular White Zombie, and you can get blackberry zombie, which is okay, but no, I don't like berry beers.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of berry beers.
But
for sure.
Anyway, yeah.
See, your opinions make things happen. For all 2 people watching our show somehow.
Yeah.
Well, I've got right now. I'm just going with the classics. I got an all-day IPA from Founders.
Yeah.
And then if I finish that, I've got a Bell's Lighthearted.
Wow.
Just chilling with the classics.
Oh, and then what?
We have, I don't know why we're doing this, to be honest.
We're doing it because I brought it. So my wife runs a restaurant, and the distributor dropped this off last week, and my wife was like, "Oh, Bill will like that."
Will Bill like that?
Will he though? It's an Imperial Stout, which I don't really have a good history with. Actually, for years when we first got together, every time my wife would go for my birthday, she'd go to the brew places, and she'd be like, I'm going to get him a beer for his birthday. Right. And she'd tell and they'd go, what does he like? And she'd be like, oh, he likes porters and stouts. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, well, I want this 12% Imperial Stout. It tastes like motor oil, And she'd be like, okay. And she'd bring it home, and I'd take a swig, and I'd dump it down the drain because I'd be like, no, that's too much. And it took me several years to realize that I don't like Imperial Stouts because they're a little too much. But this one's called Mexican Cake. It's by Westbrook, which I think is out of Charleston.
Yes,
is that right?
I believe that is correct.
And
all right.
We were trying to figure out which Mexican cake it tasted.
We were, and Bill posited tres leches, but he's wrong because I just happened to be reading this. While he was holding it up, I was reading the side of it, and it is an Imperial Stout aged on cocoa nibs, vanilla beans, cinnamon sticks, and habanero.
All right.
So just pour me a little.
All right.
Because I can't imagine I'm going to like
probably
this.
Neither one of us are really going to like it.
Yeah,
but it's 10.5% for those keeping score at home.
Also, mind you, if you've been paying attention to the show, we both have been drinking like 5% and under beers all summer.
Yeah. So this is going to taste really.
Oh, just a little.
That's plenty for you.
That's more than enough.
Yeah, I think we're going to.
That's more than enough.
Hey, Matt, would you like to have the rest of this beer?
Because
we're not going to drink this whole thing.
You probably shouldn't drink this whole thing either. But here,
you may take the rest of it.
Take all of it away.
Go tell Ricky to drink some of it.
Ricky likes hoppy beers, but it's going to be hot. Okay,
right,
I'm glad I have the hops to go with it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Cheers. We're gonna see what this is all about.
It's gonna be it's a good thing we're talking about summer because it's gonna be hot.
Oh, I cannot see. I already smell the imperial thing. This is the thing I don't like because the imperials are they're so dang sweet for one thing, and then they're sweet and very alcoholic. I don't know if it's bourbon barrel aged or if that's just that much alcohol smells like bourbon.
It may be, but yeah, and because it didn't say bourbon barrel.
Mm. I don't hate it.
It could be worse. No, yeah, it's not the worst thing. That you get that habanero heat though on the back of your palate.
I feel like the habanero actually kind of like chills out some of the things that I don't.
The sweetness.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's kind of like mellows it a little bit.
All right, like I couldn't drink any more than what I have right here. But
it's very rich. I'll say that it's very rich. Which I mean, look at it. You knew it would be, right?
Right. It's legit black.
Yeah.
Like
it. I don't know. I'm not saying don't buy if this is your thing. If you like imperial stouts, I would give this one a try.
Yeah, it really isn't the worst thing I've ever had. Matt has some in a cocktail glass. So
I don't.
You went with a cocktail glass for it.
I'm generally saying. Generally, I don't like imperial stouts, but as they go, this one's pretty good.
I'm drinking around Christmas.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing. I was like, you know what?
Agree.
If this was wintertime, I would think this was actually sort of lovely.
This would be
it's a little heavy for summer.
It's really heavy for summer, but it is hot. So I suppose that is a segue into our. That is, we've been doing this show for 3 years, and that's the thing Matt finds funny.
Sagui.
So the segue is today's episode is summertime and the livin' is easy.
Yeah.
Which of course the title came from the Gershwin song from Porgy and Bess, which was a white man's attempt to write a spiritual opera.
Yeah. Something.
So I mean in the 30s.
Yeah.
At which point, like, people.
I'll say this. Obviously, black people don't hate it because a great number of black musicians have covered it. You know,
and it is one of Gershwin's biggest hits. Like
it must have touched some people. Some folks were like, "Hey, that's cool." Although I always do wonder. Yeah, I mean, is the living easy because in Midsummer,
and it is based on a poem which was written by a person of color at the time.
Okay.
So it is based on a poem. So the lyrics were not Gershwin. So I suppose that could be one a pro for it.
Okay.
Or
again it because it's appropriation.
Well, exactly, because that person didn't get credit.
I'm guessing he didn't pay this person of color.
I'm sure that he did not.
Okay.
So, but anyway. But here's my question. So is the summertime?
Is the living
easy? And right now, since
are the catfish jumping? Is the cotton high? The cotton at this point in the summertime is only I would say fair to middling. Cotton actually comes into season in late September, early October. This is one of those things that always sticks in my craw when you see movies that take place in the antebellum era, because they always show people out picking cotton in the sweltering fucking hot, and I'm like,
it's actually
but actually cotton's ready in early fall.
Yeah, not that I'm saying their lives were easy
because I'm not trying to detract from that, but I am saying that cotton is not ready to be picked in July. Which is what I was always portrayed.
Right.
And I think it's just here's the thing. Things are bad enough. You don't need to embellish things that are bad enough.
Yeah, no shit. Let's
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't like any kind of that kind of shit, like where we got to make it like worse than it was. Like, it was plenty bad. I promise you.
Right.
Like, probably picking cotton in September was no fucking picnic, but it wasn't fucking July at least, I guess.
Although we go to Atlanta in September every year and it's literally hot as balls.
But it is. Yeah, okay, but
it is hot as balls during global warming.
That's what I want to say is but was it that hot in September in 18 something?
Yeah.
Like when we still had fucking seasons.
But you know what? Yeah, that's true. But you know what? Here's my point. I don't know that it matters. We were enslaving human beings.
That's the point of my story. Is like really at the point, like you don't need to, like do we have to be like, and the cotton fields were all broken glass and they had to walk across it barefoot? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, the story itself, as it stands, was bad fucking enough. As
it stands, we don't need owning other human beings.
Right.
So
that should have been the end of it. Like, that's bad enough. Don't need to like make it worse than it is. But movies, they like drama. That's the whole point, right? So it's like,
well, for a while, the only movies starring black actors that would win Oscars would be anything involving slavery. Like, really, like a black actor couldn't, like, that's the way they got.
And now it has to be an endearing story about overcoming racism where the white person is the hero.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hashtag Oscars so white. Like, yeah, literally. So this wasn't
the one white guy who's really nice to the black people. Yeah. And then you go, that makes me feel good about myself.
Yeah, this wasn't.
Because I would have been that guy. I would have been the guy.
Of course, that's why those movies are made. 100% to make us feel better about our lives.
I would have been the white guy who said, hey, you let this fella have a meal, all right?
Yeah.
Quit being that way. That's weird.
This was not supposed to be a racism episode, but as it turns out, racism is bad.
It's worse in the summertime. You never saw that? There used to be a Richard Pryor bit about this, about how it was hard to be racist in like wintertime in Chicago. You like the wind would blow down the street and you jump into a doorway with a person of color and you wouldn't care.
Like, this is fine.
Like, I'll be racist in the summertime.
Yeah.
So it's truly a thing that the heat allows,
Yeah.
The hotter it gets, you know what? Maybe that's the thing. Maybe the global warming is leading to this increase in racism.
Maybe. I mean, it might. Yeah.
There's a Susie and the Banshees song called 98 Degrees, and it talks about how all the problems in the world, basically how, like, I guess around the equator is like the belt of like where there's always violence, like the Middle East and Central America and shit. Like, there's always been shit going on.
Yeah.
And then, like, you never hear about Finland getting into like a bunch of shit, because they don't got time for that. They're like, brr, I'm too busy trying to keep warm. I don't care about, making trouble. I don't know. I'm just surmising here. Also, I've had a few beers now, and
as it turns out, and this 10% one isn't going to help the matters.
But you notice that we've sipped a few sips of it now.
Yeah, it's really not
it
terrible.
Grows on you.
You get that heat, like,
but not in a bad way. It's
not
like because I've had habanero beers before where I've been like, yuck, and all it did was like ruin my taste buds for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, this could be worse. I'm glad that I have Happy Beer on deck though, because hops is good for spicy. So when I finish this, I'm not going to intermingle.
Yeah, we're going to see this light zombie's probably going to taste like sugar water.
It probably will, but if you need a little pour of a Happy Beer after that, we'll see what happens.
All right.
So let's we've conquered racism.
Sorry. Can I pivot right back to Porgy and Bess for just a moment?
Yes, you can.
While we're talking about summertime and the living is easy, I want to real quick. What's your favorite version of Summertime? The song,
hands down, Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin,
no question.
All right, for me, it's an artist named Billy Stewart.
Okay,
who did this really upbeat, jazzy Motown version of the song.
I mean, I don't hate that.
It's the one that goes like summertime, and the living is he's like all over the place. He's kind of doing
scatting.
He's doing some scatting, but it's also like big horn section, and it's like. I don't know if it's Motown or it's like big Memphis sound is actually what it sounds more like.
I drank the wrong beer.
You know what I'm talking about? The big Memphis with the horns.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Anyway, Billy Stewart, that's my hands down best version of Summertime.
Right.
I don't hate a lot of other versions. Lana Del Rey, if you want,
I just, for me, the Janis Joplin, she was such a unique performer, and she didn't have a very long career because she died at 27. So whenever she made a song, it was iconic.
Yeah.
And that was because it wasn't even her song. She just sang it. It's another band. Like, it's attributed to another band. I don't remember who it is. Of course, nobody remembers who it is because Janis Joplin made that song, right? Huh. So it's actually attributed to another band that did the song, and she did the vocals on it.
Oh, this wasn't Big Brother and Holding Company? It was.
Yes, that was it.
Well, that was the band she was in before she was solo.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay.
But she
and she was the lead singer of Big Brother.
But that didn't happen. That didn't last long.
No, that was like a year.
Yeah.
But she had a couple hits with Big Brother, and then she went solo after that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But all of her songs are iconic.
No, they are. I recently went down a rabbit hole of looking up covers of this. You Don't Know What It's Like by the Bee Gees, which is one of my favorite songs ever. Mm-hmm. And I did not realize that song was written early in the Bee Gees' career, I guess, and it had been covered by fucking everybody. And apparently Janis Joplin was one of the people who covered it, or rather Big Brother and Holding Company.
Right.
Had covered it, but she was the lead singer, so ergo she's singing it.
And Heather, yes, Hot Weather Songs. In fact, even though our show would get taken down from YouTube if we played any of them.
Yes.
I have an entire...
You may look them up yourself.
You may, but I have an entire playlist on Spotify.
Sure, so you can link to it later.
I can.
After the show. She'll put a link and you can click on her Spotify summertime playlist.
It has all kinds of things, including, so it's missing some songs that most people would consider like summertime classics, but because I don't like them.
Because you don't like them.
Because ultimately it's my playlist. I need to listen to it. And there are songs on it that you might listen to and say, why the fuck is this summer? But you associate. I associate with summer. So there's definitely some. So we will post that later.
Right. Okay.
But so it is ultimately my playlist. But it has some summer songs.
Yes.
That you can listen to.
All right. Now we may move on from that. I wanted to get that in before we pivoted away from Porgy and Bess.
That's fair. That's fair. I suppose now we ought to talk about somebody. Let's see.
Why I oughta.
Oh, here's one. We haven't talked about Radiant Paws in a while.
Yeah, we have not.
So, the dogs, they need some loving in the summer heat. They're hot.
Yeah, they're warm and
they're very warm.
Some of them.
Furry dogs.
Yeah.
So why don't you, if you live in the Southeast Michigan area, why not treat your dogs to a pet massage? So visit Radiant Paws, check them out, and pamper your pets. That's what I have to say.
Yeah. Or at least give them a bowl of cold water. If you don't live in that area, give them a bowl of cold water. Put some ice in it even.
At the very least.
Because they're hot,
They're very hot.
My Pyrenees, she's just starting her summer shed.
Oh.
Right now.
Oh, that's got to be a lot of hair.
It's like a whole extra dog. I need to get out there. I got to get out there with the I got this one comb. It's like a rake, and you drag it through her, and you'll you'll get an extra dog out of her in the summertime every year.
Yeah. So my mom just sent it's the little cat version, but my mom just, when my sister was here, just sent one of those rake cat. I'm like, my cat has fur this long.
You're like, I don't
know what to do.
If I had a Himalayan, this would make sense.
Yeah, this would be great. But although I will say, so while this thing is, she likes it in that it's like a nice massage.
Okay.
But
that's it.
It's not just necessary.
Oh yeah, that feels good on my back, right?
Yeah. But because it's like scratching, a nice little scratch. But I will say that we were sold a bit of a bill of goods with the Devon Rex. Because we were told they did not shed.
Oh, and they shed?
Oh, they shed.
They shed.
They shed.
I was sold a bill of goods with the Munchkin cats.
The Munchkins, that they can't jump?
Well, they can't. Okay, so, they can jump. They can jump a good 3 feet. Now, anything above 3 feet, though, here's the thing. Because they can't jump higher, they learn to climb. They're crafty. They're crafty. So they wind up on the counter either way.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. So they will. I guess whatever crazy breed of cat you buy,
they're all cats.
They're gonna sell you a breed of cat. They're gonna sell you a bill of goods like this cat won't do this. And you're like, turns out this cat's a cat.
At the end of the day, the cat's a cat. I mean, I suppose with the hairless cat, that was the one where they could tell me she doesn't shed, which is true. Although she flaked skin everywhere. So.
And which you're like, ew, that's even worse.
I mean, but at the same time, most dust is made up of human skin.
That's true.
So it really didn't matter. But what I've noticed is with toast, our dust now is made up of tiny little eyelash length hairs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
This isn't what I was looking for.
Oh my gosh.
But
yeah.
I couldn't handle a Himalayan but
oh man.
So it's still fun.
I will say this, people who own long haired cats, you just get used to the hair in the potato salad after a while, it's just a thing.
Right. So Heather, I'm assuming, Heather, that this is in reference to Matt's "Oh yeah" comment. So
is it 20 minutes of Kool-Aid Man saying "Oh yeah"?
That would be awesome. Oh my God! Here's a slight sidetrack. Can I do a slight sidetrack?
Sure,
It does involve Kool-Aid Man.
All right.
So my father was one of those dads that if he could get something for free, he would. So like he would collect UPC symbols and all of those things.
Yeah.
Right? And he would send it in, he would get something for free.
He's a man after my own heart.
Sure.
I'm also a cheapskate.
But one of the things
I love something for nothing.
And so did my father. One of the things that he got, though, is this was in the heyday of the Intellivision.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he got when he sent in a bunch of UPC codes for, it's 1 hour. 1 hour of "Oh yeah." That's what I've been told. 1 hour. So he sent a bunch of UPC codes from Kool-Aid packets because we made Kool-Aid like every day. There'd be a new Kool-Aid flavor in it.
Oh, man.
Regular, like where you'd get the 4 cups of sugar and the little packet of flavor and you'd mix that with water. Like we made that all the time.
So you got diabetes now.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah. Are you working on it?
I mean, I'm trying. But
I only put 1 cup. Here's the thing I learned. Sorry, I'm sidetracking from your sidetrack real quick. To say if you put 1 cup of sugar in the Kool-Aid and then you put it in the refrigerator and don't drink it the first day, let it sit for a day or two.
Yeah.
It gets sweeter the longer it sits.
Yeah.
It kind of does a thing. So this was a thing I learned was that you didn't have to go crazy with the sugar because the if you gave it a little time to steep,
I'm with you there. Except, especially as a child, I needed instant gratification.
Oh yeah, sure, I get it.
Like I needed to make it and drink it immediately.
Okay, so we're not even getting to the point where we're talking about my favorite flavor, which was pink flamingo.
Oh, nice. I liked red.
Just red.
I mean, red is just a classic flavor. It didn't taste like any. It was just red.
For years, I still had 3 or 4 packets of pink flamingo that I had banked. After they quit making it, and I would show people, I'd be like, check it out, I still got 3 packets of
like
pink
you
flamingo.
Open your coat.
I'd be like, check it out, I got 3 packets of pink flamingo. They quit making this shit in 1993. And people would be like, what are you going to do with it? I'm like, I don't know. I feel bad. Like, I don't ever want to use it because if I use it, I don't have it. It's like having your Kool-Aid and drinking it too, right? Like,
right. So anyway, the thing my father got, he sent in all the UPC symbols, and it was the height of the Intellivision, and it was an Intellivision game.
It was Kool-Aid Man?
It was Kool-Aid Man. But I don't think you're ready for this. Google it. It's the craziest thing. There are 2 children in a haunted house.
Yeah.
And so mind you, it's literally like the Burger Time animation, right?
Are they thirsty?
No, they have to make the Kool-Aid to unhaunt the house. So if they make Kool-Aid, then Kool-Aid Man bursts through the door and all the ghosts go away.
I thought all you had to do to get Kool-Aid Man to bust through the wall was say, I'm really thirsty.
Not in this game.
And he would be like, you'd be like, I could sure go for some Kool-Aid. And he'd bust through the wall and be like,
that would be a short game.
Yeah.
But in this game, you were in a literal haunted house. And, totally
still
the
better,
Donkey Kong animation.
Still better than the Atari ET game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well. And I have very clear memories of this game because we didn't buy a lot of games because my dad didn't want to invest in a lot of games.
You had baseball and Kool-Aid Man.
And Frog Bog and Kool-Aid Man. And what was the C one? It wasn't the good C one. It's just where things pinged a lot. Like I don't think it was called Sequest. I don't remember what it was called. But you had your boats and things just pinged. And I didn't Sea Battle. And I don't even know what I don't know what the objective of the game was. Like you deploy your boats and things would just go ping, 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 and that'd be the entirety of the game.
Well, it was a battle. You were supposed to sink those
Apparently,
boats.
I was bad at it. So that's fair. All right. So I will also share a YouTube link of this game because it is the trippiest thing you could ever see. Like, it makes no sense. All right, we have literally not talked about any of the topics for this episode.
We did a little.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. All right, so let's start with this. Let's start with the high level, right?
All right.
So right before the show, I get a voice text.
Oh yeah.
From Bill that literally all it says over the sound of a radio is, "It's not the heat, it's the humidity."
Because that's the thing people say. And if you live, sorry,
we've killed Bill. We've destroyed him.
If you live where I live, that's the rule,
right?
That it ain't the heat.
That when you're hot,
I mean, it's hot. It is hot, but it's also fucking humid. And she was saying, well, it totally doesn't. She was saying the humidity doesn't matter because the Vegas heat is still fucking heat.
Yeah, because those are the two things people say, right? Like you go outside right now here in North Carolina, and people are like, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. If it were just hot, it'd be fine. I'm like, that's not true, Karen, because we're gonna go to Vegas and it's gonna be 108.
Right,
and it's gonna feel like we're literally in an oven. So
the problem is in Vegas it's 108. Here it's 78, but it feels like 90 because it's fucking humid.
Well, yes, but yeah, I don't know which I don't know what I'd rather be boiled or like roasted. I don't really know what's better.
You're being steamed.
Yeah, I'm being steamed.
You're being steamed here.
So
would you rather be at least with the steaming? I suppose you maintain all your juices.
True.
Nobody's gonna go, this Laura's a little dry.
I mean, folks, this is what happens when we have 3 beers before the show and a 10% alcohol beer while we're on the show. That's why we're ridiculous. Yeah. But yes, and it wasn't any different in growing up in Michigan. Michigan is a humid heat. It's no different than here.
I remember, though, this was a thing. I remember the first time I went to Illinois was in, I went to visit in the summer of 91. Yeah. And it was like 75 and it felt nice, right?
Right.
I was like, yeah, that's awesome. I love this shit. This is great. Because I grew up in South Carolina where it was always like summertime was 103.
It was just a swamp. Like a
swamp.
Literal
yeah,
swamp.
Like my town actually was on a swamp. Like our park was a boardwalk that ran through a swamp. And during and when it rained too much, the swamp actually overflowed.
Right.
And fucking ruined town like 2 or 3 times a year. That's just that's a thing that happened there. And this is funny. There's actually a housing development around the corner from my mom. My mom lives out in the boonies outside of town. But there's a housing development out near her now that land is all swamp land. Yeah. And when they turned it into a housing development, I was like, who the fuck wants to live in that dumb swamp?
Also, it's going to slowly sink over the next 20 years.
Well, also, every time you go out on your back deck, you're going to get eaten alive by fucking mosquitoes because you live in a swamp.
Yeah, I mean, even we're in the mountains, but we have a creek in our backyard or just beyond our backyard. So in the summertime, if you don't use bug level precautions,
and that's running water.
Toast. Yeah, exactly.
If the mosquitoes can live in the running water, imagine what they do in a swamp.
Literally.
No, so yeah, it was bad. Growing up in South Carolina, like I thought 103 all summer long. And you just be like, oh my gosh. So I moved. So the first time I went to Illinois, and it was like 70 something in July. I was like, shit, this is the jam. I love this shit. And then, then global warming happened, and they don't have like 75-degree summers in Illinois anymore. Like it's not. That's a thing people talk about. Like back in my day, we had, but no, it doesn't happen anymore.
Well, I love that.
In 95, actually, I was visiting a friend. I had moved out of Illinois, but I was coming back to visit a friend in it was 95, summer 95, and people in Illinois were dropping dead.
Yeah.
Because there was a heat wave.
I remember when
that happened. It was 90. Every day it was above 90, and people in Illinois back then didn't have air conditioners.
Right.
I'm sure everybody fucking has one now. Because and they were all dropping dead, and I remember going, "Oh my god, why are these people dropping dead?" Like I live in where I live, it was 103 all fucking summer. But here's the thing: we have had air conditioners in the South since 1978.
Right, and it was imperative.
Yeah, like you just don't do that. Like even I don't care the poorest fucking people. Like in the trailer park, you go pawn something, you get yourself a goddamn window unit.
Just a window unit. Which, speaking of, if you look behind you, this has never been there before. Is it's not a brand new window unit. It's an old window unit.
No.
But it was in the other room. The guy that owned the house before we did put it in there. So it's probably a good 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But it was in the other room where he had, it was the only room, it was the only window in the house that was still the old wood window because he had screwed air conditioner into the window.
Oh, he did all the things.
Oh, yeah.
I don't go that far with him.
I don't usually. But I will tell you, because that is the one window where it's like ground level.
Oh.
So you're going to want that secure.
Oh, yeah, because you want people climbing in it.
Yeah.
I got you.
But
or taking your air conditioner.
Correct.
Although nowadays, like, what are they, $70?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
Like, if somebody's going to steal your fucking air conditioner, you'd be like, whatever, I'll go buy another one.
But we just had that window replaced.
Yeah.
And we didn't put the air conditioner back in the window. And the last few days have been so freaking hot. So we have one window unit in the living room, and it's been fine in the living room. But back here, it's been like sweltering. Yeah. So we put it in this window because this is a second-story window, so that we could be cool. And it's off right now, so we're probably a little hot because I turned it off for the show. Because otherwise, you just hear yeah.
Although I gotta say, to that extent, oh my God, isn't like sleeping in a room with the air conditioner going? Like, there's something about that, like, it creates the white noise, but also it's hearing that noise and knowing that noise means that it's going to be cool all night.
I'm all for it. Like, so our house it's an older house. It was built in 1948, and I love our house, but it never got central air put in. So we've existed on window air conditioners, and they've been fine until this summer. But also, because our house, this is a winter problem, because our house is on fuel oil heat, and this is not the year to buy fuel oil.
Oh gosh.
So we're actually about to call the HVAC people to come out and see what we can do.
Oh, you're just gonna go ahead and put central in,
like a heat pump and central, so that everything's just electric, and
fuck it, let's just do
let's just do it. So this
modernize the whole deal. At least you've got a basement, which means it'd be easy to run the ductwork, and
and all the ductwork's in good shape. So. Okay.
Oh, you've already got ducts.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just changing the thing out.
But
the problem with most people is, like, if you don't have central air, you probably don't have the duct work either. Mm-hmm. So my house doesn't have central air. My house was built in 1978-ish. And it doesn't have central air because it was built to be
the passive
solar cooling, or whatever.
By the way, is fine until you're in global warming heat waves.
Global warming, yeah. And it works. It works well into early summer, but then by July you're like, fuck this shit. So last year we had a split put in, which does a good job, honestly. Like, the only thing it doesn't do is so my office is up on the catwalk. We got this one room. The living room is like this big cathedral ceiling.
Vaulted ceilings, and then you got like a catwalk.
And I got a catwalk, and my office is up on the catwalk. And the downstairs, like, if I walk down the stairs, I can actually feel like you walk into a wall of like, oh shit, it's like 70 degrees down here, like, but you go upstairs and you're like, oh my God, like, especially like around 3 p.m. every day.
Right. Well, because, heat rises, but cool air sinks. So
by the end of the day, like I'm just like, oh my God, it's so fucking hot up here. And I walk downstairs about 3, usually get myself a cold drink just to try and alleviate, and sometimes I turn the ceiling fan on to try and stir some air around.
Sure.
And it's just palpable. Like, as you walk down you get like 3 stairs down, and you're like, holy smokes, it's cold down here. That's great. It feels like a walk-in cooler down here.
Yeah, we do that because our attic is our bedroom, and our attic is not ducted.
Yeah.
And we just have a window unit in there, and it's fine. It cools the whole room. It's perfect. But
you don't run it all the time.
We don't run it all right now we run it all the time, but we just turn it up a little, and like have it on energy saver during the day. So we have to go up and turn it down at night. Then you can feel, like, you open that door and you can feel the rush of cool air, and then you walk upstairs and it's just increasingly hotter.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. But
right.
I agree, though, having that window air conditioner at night and turned down to like 70. So because I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to keep it at 78, folks.
No,
fuck that not going to happen.
No, 73 is comfortable in the summertime. 73. Anything higher than 73 is not comfortable.
Yeah, we keep ours at 72, the window units.
All right.
But
fair enough. I'm just saying, like, somewhere in that range, like, 73 anything warmer than 73 is hot.
Yeah, I agree.
To me.
I agree.
Which is funny because in the wintertime, like I feel like I go the opposite. Like I turn the heat up to at least 75, which I'm always like, well, if that's comfortable in the wintertime,
Right,
why
wouldn't it be?
why is it not comfortable in the summertime? But it's not.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
You know, the problem is if you have it at 75 in the summer, it just turns off all the time. It's like, okay, I got it where you wanted it. And
and you're like,
no, dog, I want it to still be blowing.
I'm fucking hot. I'm really, really,
So
really
if you turn
hot.
down to like at least 73, it runs most of the day. And you're like, okay, good. You're running. That's what I want.
Exactly. Yes. Air conditioner at night, jam. So we not only have an air conditioner up there, and we turn it on. So like most window units will have the option for like energy saver, where it will turn on and off. So it'll run when it gets to the temperature that you need it to run, and then it'll stop itself.
Yeah, sure.
Which is fine. Unless because if I were to try to sleep like that, it would be like on and then off and then on and then off. I couldn't do that.
So you want it to run all the time. You want the white noise all night also.
I put it on fan all night, but we also have a white noise machine. Oh, like one of those baby white noise machines that are like literally for babies.
Okay.
We have one of those.
Which noise did you pick?
Well, this one's the baby one, so it's literally it's totally analog. So it's just like the sound of the womb.
Oh, so you're like.
Well, yeah, it's like a general white
pulsing
noise
kind of thing. Yeah,
general white noise, maybe less pulsating.
General white noise.
Just a general white noise, but it's totally analog.
Yeah.
So it's just a fan that makes noise, basically. Right. So we have like 4 fans because we also have an air purifier.
If people like white noise, here's one I like. Because Emily was trying to find a good white noise one night. She ends up putting it on her phone sometimes, and like maybe like streaming it to the Alexa or whatever. But spaceship, the ambient sound of a spaceship where you can hear like the hum of the the motor or whatever,
all right.
It's kind of like general like.
I agree. Yeah. No, I'm here with that. I like that.
I dig it. I like it because it's a spaceship. She doesn't actually like spaceships, but she does think the sound is soothing. But if it's a
soothing sound, yeah. No, because I have one on my phone that I use when we travel, because obviously we don't always take our machine with us. That's just like, it's actually, the funny part is, it calls it brown noise because it's less than white noise. But brown
it's not
noise,
the sound of people shitting.
The brown noise.
It's not the brown note.
It's not the brown notes, no. But it is just like a light, just steady white noise sound.
It's actually more of an ecru noise. If you think of it.
Really? So yes, as Matt points out, our baby sound machine is the sound of babies sobbing, which really lulls us to sleep.
Yeah.
Just I like just being evil to the babies.
All right, fuck them babies.
They're
always crying for nothing.
They're fuck
everything. All their needs are met. Shut the fuck up and go to bed already. Right.
Right. The opinions on the show are not the opinions of our sponsors. All right. What else we got? Favorite things about summer. What's your favorite thing about summer?
What is my favorite thing about summer? There's a lot of holidays during the summer, so I get some days off. And I actually think I was actually reading. There's a meme I saw recently that said the reason that you're excited about summer is because when you were a child, that was your time off,
right?
And so it put it in your head that like summer was fucking freedom, but in reality, summer is like this actual season is hellish, and nobody likes it, and fuck it, and But the only reason you think it's cool is because you got time off, and to be honest, like a lot of jobs, I don't work this kind of job, but I have in the past. I actually worked in a factory once. I mean, I was still like a salaried employee who worked in the office part of the factory. But factories have a tendency, what they do is they close the week of July 4th. They just close the week of July 4th. They say, everybody's got vacation this fucking week. They do it the week of July 4th and the week of Christmas. There's your 2 weeks off, right? Right. Like nobody's scheduling vacation. That's the scheduled vacation. Bam, you're off. Go do your thing. Which is the reason why when you go anywhere on July 4th, every fucking body's there is because all the factories closed that week. And anybody who's got a blue-collar job is at the damn beach, like taking up space because it's the only week they get off all summer. July 4th is the worst time to be at the fucking beach. Yeah. Don't ever go to the beach at July 4th. That's awful. I mean, Memorial Day would be the second worst day probably, but honestly, also the other thing is July 4th. The goddamn is fucking hot. Like, not the time to go to the beach. Go to the mountains in July 4th. Another thing I want to say about July 4th. So I guess I said what my favorite thing about summer was, but my least favorite thing about, and I'm talking about July 4th now because we were off on July 4th, so I didn't get to talk about July 4th. Oh, right,
that's true, but it fits. It fits the summer theme.
So I want to briefly touch on this because this is the thing that comes up every July 4th. Every July 4th, people's pets go missing.
Yeah.
Because it's end of the world day for fucking dogs, right?
Right.
And not just dogs, also veterans with PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not great. So I'm like, I want to pitch this out there. I don't know if you guys remember this. I think this was like 2015. No, it was not 2015. It was after Trump was elected. But there was a one Super Bowl Lady Gaga performed
with the drones.
With the drones.
Yes.
Okay, so if that's a thing we can do,
yeah. Can
we do that instead of fireworks?
I'm 100%. I actually said we went to see some fireworks this year, and I said, you know what I want to see more?
You know what happens?
Drones.
So you know what happens to me every time I go to a 4th of July display? I spend the first 5 minutes going, ooh, ah, like I'm a child. And I spend the next 5 minutes going, well, damn, that's a lot of money they're wasting on this shit.
Yeah.
And then I spend the next 20 minutes getting madder and madder about the fucking waste of money. Like because the municipality that you're at spent money on this shit. And it's not just that they're burning up all this money in the sky, but it's also the EMT people and the fire people who have to be on call in case something goes awry and blah, blah, blah. And the whole thing, like the whole fiasco cost an arm and a leg. And I'm not really like a person who's like, oh, I'm so fiscally like, oh, we must not spend our tax money. But I'm like, if we're going to spend our tax money, we could fund the schools or some shit.
Right.
Like, instead we're blowing it up in the goddamn sky to go, woo, woo, America. Yeah. You know?
No, I actually completely agree with you on that. And, yeah. Well, and also, like, I spend the first 5 minutes going, ooh, ah, but then the rest of the time I'm like, I've seen fireworks before. Like, there's
wrap
nothing.
It up.
Yeah, I'm done. Let's just call it quits.
After 5 minutes, like, what are you going to see that you haven't fucking seen?
Right.
But with a drone show,
now
they could honestly do new things. Like I saw actually online somewhere. I don't know if this was a 4th of July display or not, but I saw a drone show where they made like the Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah,
up in the sky, and I was like, God damn, like that would blow my fucking mind.
So what I will say is, you think they're spending too much money on fireworks? You want to know what those drones display cost?
Yeah, but they cost that much up front, and then over
after
time,
that, you've got
diminishing. You know, like I'm saying, the drones will still be working 17 years from now, and they'll cost less every year. I'm saying invest the money now. It's like any other fucking technology project. You invest the money up front. So
right.
Like instead of $10,000 every year for fireworks, okay, the drones are going to cost $30,000 now, but 6 years from now, the drones won't cost jack shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll be paid for. And honestly, the guy who buys the drones won't be the municipality. Like there'll be a drone, like Joe's drone show.
Yeah.
And he'll be making bank everywhere.
Right.
You'll be able to take them to different things, and it's like take them to the amusement park on Saturday night, and take them to the tourist game. Excuse me.
Yeah, drink some more spicy beer.
That one's
that's what's doing it.
That's what's doing it. Now, sorry, I'm getting over a respiratory thing from last week too. That's the reason we weren't on last week.
That is the reason we were not on.
Brief.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Heather. So. One, they can deliver stuff, and two, then you can use them for fireworks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm all for because we walked up to see the Grove Park Inn, which is a big, gorgeous hotel here that's beautiful. We walked over to see their fireworks display because it's in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Like it was cool, and I'm glad I did it. But I was glad it was over too. And then they do theirs on the 3rd for some reason. And then
because the city's going to do theirs.
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
4th.
The city does theirs on the 4th. We were downtown at a friend's condo who has like a sweet balcony overlooking the city. So we saw the entire thing from out there. The city's display this year was kind of anticlimactic. Like the whole thing was a finale, and then it was just over. And it was like, wait, what? Wait, why? What? I don't know what just happened. Why is it just over? And it was, I wouldn't say it was a letdown. Like, it was pretty, whatever. It's fireworks. They're all the same after a while. But it did seem to not last very long. And it was all like, go, done.
Well,
like,
that actually sounds preferable to me, because at least then it's over quickly.
That's fair. It was, as it turns out.
I mean, the issue then is you've got like, then as soon as it's done, you've got a 45-minute wait of like being in traffic trying to get out of it. Like,
yes. So, fun fact, we actually drove halfway down, parked in our own neighborhood right outside the city, and went and walked into where the party was, because it was right downtown.
Yeah.
And then we stayed until everybody else was gone and chatted for, like, everybody at the party was gone, because everybody else was like, gotta go. We're like, no, we're fine. So we stayed for like a good 45 minutes after the fireworks were over, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
And then we just ambled up to our car, which we parked like on the side of the road that.
Well,
like,
I know one year I actually was here at your house on the 4th of July, and we walked over like 6 blocks over here and watched them from the hill on the corner there. Mm-hmm. This year
that's fine too.
I was not that patriotic this year. I had no desire to watch any fireworks. I was like, fuck 4th of July. I don't give a shit. I've seen it. It's just shit blowing up. Whatever.
No, I hear you there too. I actually wore a shirt that said. It was a red shirt with white writing that said reproductive rights are human rights. And that was my 4th of July shirt.
Yeah. I threw my 4th of July shirt away several years ago. I used to have a 4th of July shirt that I wore every year. It was a picture of, it was a Statue of Liberty, but like her flame was like a hot rod flame.
Oh,
like,
nice. Yeah.
Sweet ass hot rod flame. But I threw it away back around 2016 or so. I don't know.
Right. What was on the 4th this year?
Oh,
the 4th of July was on the 4th this year. As it turns out, it was. Several years ago,
did.
Matt and I had 4th of July shirts for a while when we were living in Atlanta. We were at a friend's 4th of July party that overlooked a golf course, and we were shooting off fireworks from their balcony, just like totally randomly shooting off fireworks.
Yeah.
Probably not the safest way. But some people were on the golf course, and they came over and they started yelling at us for shooting off fireworks from the balcony. And they called us, and I quote, down, not us directly, like the whole group of people. These were actually Matt's work friends. They called the entire group down market and gross. Literally down market and gross. And we're like, we don't even know what that means.
Down market and gross.
So the next year we went to the same party,
and
Matt and I made shirts that said down market and gross.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Because
we still don't know what it means, but it's funny.
No, it's like a weird insult.
I'm fine with it. It is a very.
It's like when you call like somebody at Walmart a troglodyte, and they're like, I don't even know what the fuck that means, but I'm gonna hit you for it.
Right. All right. Probably a ton of things we won't get to.
Sure.
What's your favorite summer food?
Summer food. Oh, squash. I was saying this earlier. Yellow squash. Because if you have a garden, you grow yellow squash, and you got shit tons of it about middle of July. You're giving it away to the neighbors and stuff. Anyway, yeah, I bought one like 2 weeks ago because I hadn't had any yet, and so I cooked a bunch of yellow squash. Oh, or peaches. I also like peaches.
Peaches, yeah.
Because you get those in the summertime. Local peaches, which is the only way to have them. They taste like shit if you get the California peaches, unless you live in California. I'm sure they're delicious in California, but if you live here, you want South Carolina peaches or Georgia peaches, something that's hasn't been trucked in too far.
Funny that I lived in Georgia for a very long time.
Didn't eat peaches?
No, I ate peaches, but they were all from South Carolina.
Weird. Although, so the next town over from where I grew up, McBee, actually grew more peaches per capita than the entire fucking state of Georgia. So,
it makes sense.
I know Georgia is like, we're the peach state. And like, nope, not really. Yeah. Sorry, they make more of them in South Carolina because there's like 7 towns in South Carolina that make peaches. And one of those towns makes more peaches than the entire state of Georgia.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Heather, I'm with you. When I grew up in the Midwest, wait, where's the Midwest? What's from the Midwest?
Corn.
So yeah, corn on the cob was the big thing in the summertime.
Which one is it? Silver Queen? That's the summer corn
that's South corn. Yeah, no, I don't think
they don't have that one up there.
No, white corn was my favorite, and I don't know what it's actually called. Like you had white or yellow; those were your options.
Yeah, well, Silver Queen's a white
sweet corn.
It's a sweet white corn, I guess.
I don't know if it was the same kind.
You know what's really awesome?
They never called it that.
Have you ever lived near a cornfield and you walk out to the edge of the cornfield in the summertime and you pick the little baby corns out of the field and you can just eat them?
Not from the field, but I had one of my best friends in elementary school. Her father had a garden, and grew corn,
and brought you the baby corns.
Yeah, we would just go out there and we'd pick
the
baby corns.
When the baby corns, you can eat the whole cob and everything. Oh my God, they're so fucking delicious.
Good stuff. No, I honestly have to say I mean, the only thing I won't eat this summer is soup.
I know that's too fucking hot for soup. That's not right.
But honestly, what screams summer to me is ice cream truck.
Homemade ice cream too.
Oh, homemade! I've never had homemade.
I've
never made. Homemade.
You never made homemade ice cream. You didn't have a churn, any of that
shit? None of that. But we
with the ice cream truck, yeah.
We have an ice cream truck here in town. That's Sunshine Sammy's, which is a local ice cream sandwich company.
Okay.
That's downtown, and they have a truck that drives around our neighborhood.
What does it play? They got rid of Turkey in the Straw,
They
right?
did, yeah. It's the other one, The Entertainer.
The Entertainer.
The other song.
The other song.
I'm like, I know there are only two songs.
Some of them play Pop Goes the Weasel too.
No, this one plays
okay.
Maybe they do play Pop Goes the Weasel sometimes, but I think it's mostly The Entertainer. Yeah, because it's dun-na, dun-na, dun-na.
Yeah, that's
All
right, I was just curious. I haven't heard an ice cream truck since they got rid of Turkey in the Straw.
Well, and that was specifically Good Humor. So I guess technically, but it would be bad form to keep it. But yeah, Sunshine Sammy's and their ice cream truck, man, that shit's great. But yeah,
popsicles are also good.
Yeah, I was gonna say
if you live in a place where you can get good popsicles, and I'm talking one of these like Atlanta was the popsicle jam. Because you guys had
Steel City Pops, although it left while we were there.
They did leave, yeah.
But we also had King of Pops. So
I never actually had King of Pops, but
I
will say this. So what we're doing right now is we're buying Mexican popsicles from Walmart.
Oh,
but the Mexican popsicles are as close to one of those gourmet popsicles as you can get. I will say this. And we were in Charlotte a while back, and they have a local chain of fancy popsicles too, like boutique popsicles. If you have a boutique popsicle place, I would say during the summer, frequent them, please.
Yeah,
patronize that place.
Absolutely.
I mean, do it all year round because they're going to go broke the rest of the year.
Yeah. We did in Atlanta. We went to Steel City, which is based out of Birmingham.
We would
Alabama,
go visit them, and we would buy like shit tons of them. We would actually get like a bag to go home.
Oh yeah, you got the freezy bags.
Yeah, we would just let's bring some home. They were so good. I was actually sad when they quit having them. Like when they said they were pulling out of Decatur, I was like, "What the hell?" Like,
we were very sad too.
Yeah, but
very sad.
But so we've been buying these Mexican popsicles from Walmart, which taste. I mean, they're not as good as those, but they're in that ballpark. They're not. They're not shitty American popsicles.
Right.
They're not those little tubes of Kool-Aid or whatever the fuck we call popsicles.
Right. Yes. Or the freezy pops that are just the tube.
The way the Joker's like, I got these scars.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. We are nearing the end of the show.
Yeah.
And we do have things that are extra today.
Oh, yeah.
Which I believe, as I've written down, fucking campaign text messages.
Fucking campaign text messages. I get so many campaign text messages. Like, every day I get like 3 or 4. And they're always just like, oh, my God, if you don't give us $5 in the next 10 minutes, like, our campaign is doomed. The whole world's going to end. Oh, it's the worst. And I'm like, oh, are you fucking shitting me? Like, really? And I already gave these people money, which is the reason they're pestering me.
Exactly.
And I don't know that they've even used the money I already gave them. But they, like I said, their message is always like, oh, it's the end of the world. It's gloom and doom. Well, you must give us money or it's pointless. Like the whole thing's going away. And nothing will win.
Nothing.
Atreyu's not going to accomplish his task, And I'm like,
we're in the swamp of sadness forever. Yeah.
The horse is dying.
I mean, the horse dies either way. Doesn't matter, the horse dies.
And I'm like the fucking turtle, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't even care that I don't care,
That's fair. No, I agree with you. So one of my favorite causes, something I do genuinely support, is the HRC, and I give them money fairly frequently. But so every week, twice a week, I get a text message that says, our rights are in jeopardy. I'm like, no shit. That's
Yeah.
why I gave you money, but please stop pestering me.
Mhm.
Like, I get it.
Go shake down somebody who didn't give you money.
Exactly.
Like, that's your target, not me. I already gave you money. Shut the fuck up.
And I will probably give you more money. Like, I just don't want to do it today.
Yeah, like maybe you caught me on a bad day. I was gonna go buy a popsicle with that money.
Send me, if you send me a text twice a week, every week, I cannot. I don't physically make that much money.
Yeah,
like I can't do that. You gotta wait at least till payday.
Yeah, that's what I should start telling them. I should start texting them. Here's the thing: if you try to text them back, it'll be like, "Oh, this is a bullshit, like bogus text. You can't text us back."
Mm-hmm.
But I'd be like, "I wish you could text them back," and you'd be like, "Oh my god, you're doomed. It's like not payday yet." You know, like
right. I would love to give you money, but I don't have any. I don't have any, and like I said, I very much support the cause, and there are several causes I very much support, but I literally can't give you money every day. I cannot. So.
And either way, you still can't give it to everybody who shakes you down.
Right.
Because I get shook down by loads of people, and I have to like kind of stagger them like, oh, I'll give you money this week, and then next week I'll give it to this one. And
but their targeted texts are all from people that, like, the reason you're on their list is because you've given them money.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I gave you money.
Yeah.
All you're doing
is alienating a person who agreed with you and gave you money.
Exactly.
So that's my point. Is don't alienate me, please, because I'm gonna quit giving a shit.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, you're already on my radar. I know.
Yeah, I've got to find out about to give a shit though. I really do.
I totally know. All right, we got some pizza to eat.
Yeah.
We're gonna go eat that pizza.
Oh, yeah.
So we will be back. Oh, well, why don't you take us away?
Okay. What do we know what next week is?
I do.
Okay, well let's
all right.
All right. Sorry, Bill Has Opinions is introduced produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are his and his alone. It's been a minute. Anyway, you know, Laura doesn't agree with him, or she does. I don't know. And none of our sponsors have any say in this nonsense.
Not at all.
Be sure to like and subscribe if we're on YouTube, or if you're following us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, do that. Follow
do
us
that thing. Facebook. You're already following us on Facebook. Yeah, let's be honest.
Thank you, free viewers.
And send us a comment or text or whatever. Ask us questions, ideas for future shows. If you wanna be an advertiser, just reach out to us, and we'll be happy to like mention your whatever it is you're hawking. You know, yeah. I mean, even if it's a campaign, you know, we'll be like, hey, you guys, I know you guys just gave to this campaign, but you should give again today because it's the end of the world.
HRC, if you want us to run an ad. Like, you don't even pay us, but we'll run an ad.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We might donate
we'll talk about
a couple
it
bucks.
all the time. We won't shut up about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Be sure to tune in again next week because we got another exciting show just like this one.
We do. I actually wrote down the
not
next,
just
like
5 shows because it won't be about summertime.
It won't be.
It'll be
next week is about fashion.
Fashion.
Turn to the left.
Yes.
Fashion.
Beep beep.
Turn to the right. So we're going to talk about fashion next week. So we will be back August 1st. Talk about, as you can tell, we're both very stylish. Very stylish people. So
I'll be dressed to the nines next week.
Got
I'll
a
tell
lot
you that.
of opinions. Well, what are the nines? I'm actually really curious to know what that'll be. Yeah. All right, folks. So we'll see you again next week, and tell your friends, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Good day.